Delarite, my MVVs, welcome.
Hello, Delarites. Okay, we are hearing a very, fresh report that is coming straight from the cooking pot. Okay, report reaching us right now is that there is royal wailing in the palace of the Ooni of Ife. What is going on? Right now, they said Oloris will only do their responsibilities from January. They had a new roster of responsibilities from January. So this roster is going to end in June. Okay. Now we heard that Queen Naomi is returning back to the palace at the end of June. Now from July going forward, it's going to be just Olori Naomi and Dr. Elizabeth that will be doing the royal, representation for the Ooni of Ife until, events changes. And they said this argument, like this, is not going well at all. Remember when we heard that a lot of people were saying, okay, why are they still representing the Oni in so many different occasions? But people said that, yes, so because they are the wives, no matter what, they need to represent him. But with everything that is going on now, as it is alleged, as it is rumored, it is said that the Ooni of Ife is like sick and tired of everything. That he wants everything to be, in tune with his decision. And he has made up his mind that from July, it will be Naomi representing him in all different occasions and Dr. Elizabeth. If they are not able to handle it, they will have to recruit other people who will be doing the royal representation, because you see that sometimes you have other people who come out from outside, like one of the events that took place last week, it was one of Oni's aide that represented him. They said they will go that route for the time being. And they said this is not going well, that Oloris are wailing and feeling so bad over this. Now, you do know that representing the Ooni of Ife, even when there is basbos in the palace, when you see them representing the Ooni of Ife, you assume that there is no basbos, you assume that nothing is happening, okay? So representing the Ooni of Ife in so many events is something that covers up for a lot of, things that happens in the palace, as it is alleged, as it is rumored, not be me talk, I'm not here, I hear, okay? And I always say to my lovely Delarites, whatever information you get on social media, you want to take it with a pinch of salt, okay? Because these are not first-hand information. Now, if the information we keep hearing or getting on social media is the truth, they say that royal representation, bam, that the Oloris will no longer be saddled with royal responsibilities, such that they will now go and represent Oni here, represent Oni there, stand for Oni here, stand for Oni there. They said the monarch is no longer buying that. He doesn't want that anymore. And they said this is such a war, and like Ebony is crying so much. They say, remember now, Auntie Gospel is carrying the load of cry on her head, that she's so devastated. You know that she's the one who feels like she's the best to represent the Ooni of Ife. So she's been going left, right, and center representing the Ooni of Ife. As a matter of fact, others are not even allowed to represent the Ooni of Ife, because they say the roster that was done, the last roster that was done before Dr. Elizabeth left palace and it came this time, they said she altered the roster, that, everything went really south, and that was why you see the Independence Day celebration went the way it went. And so right now, they said the wahala in the palace is not a small something, it's not a small cry, it's not a small devastation, that they don't want what is going on, that they are seeking to make peace with the Ooni of Ife and make peace with Queen Naomi, to give Queen Naomi her place and give Queen Naomi that distinction that the elders have always wanted for Queen Naomi. But you know that it does seem as if their peace, of course, or their proposition to make peace is coming a little too late, because, for now, Queen Naomi is not even ready to make peace with anybody, because Queen Naomi knows that she's under attack. And for a person who already knows that they are under attack, you agree with me that making peace is never an option, because you don't want to give your enemy an arsenal to use against you. And they say that is Queen Naomi's stance. And the Ooni of Ife is not even ready to make this peace with anybody. They say said the reason why you see everywhere has been so calm, nothing is happening, is because of this representation and all of that. So after a delegation, they said, okay, since the roster is going to last till June, let it stay till the end of June. That by the end of June, of course, by July, Naomi can start representing the Ooni of Ife with Dr. Elizabeth. Now, it is also word of note that Dr. Elizabeth is also not staying in the palace. She is going to be staying in the Olori mansion. But the difference between Dr. Elizabeth's decision and their own decision is that Dr. Elizabeth is very happy. She's okay with what they are asking her to do. As a matter of fact, she was the one who proposed it. She was the one who stood by it. She was the one who made sure it happened. Because she said one thing she wants is for Ooni of Ife. And if Ooni of Ife is at peace, she will also enjoy her husband. So at this junction now, Queen Naomi knows that Ooni is a king. Ooni will definitely be with other women, but it has to be in a very respectful manner, which is exactly what is happening now. Dr. Elizabeth has come to show, from what people are saying, that she really wants to be in the palace, as it is alleged, and she wants to be married to the Ooni of Ife, and everything that is of interest to the Ooni of Ife is her own utmost priority. And they say she has been able to prove that beyond reasonable doubt, that she has the support of a lot of people, including Olori Naomi, and she really wants Naomi to return back to the palace. We also heard about the Ashobi drama in the palace, how Dr. Elizabeth, Jack Rich, and Dr. Lizzie and Yola, they are refusing to give wives Ashobi. They said they should go and wear normal white. They don't need Ashobi. After all, they never wanted the lady, that they don't know what they'll go and put inside Ashobi, blah, blah, blah. They said it's a whole lot going on right now in the palace because, of course, we are all aware of the struggle. They don't want Naomi to return back into the palace. But then again, those who are praying are saying people should continue to pray for Olori Naomi, that the fight is not over yet, and that this is not just about the Oloris and the Ooni of Ife. There are a lot of forces in that palace that do not want her there back because of her prayer life, because of her belief system. So we shouldn't begin to think that, okay, we have won, like Naomi has won, and people should not just believe that and go and sit down. They should know that these forces are still there. These forces are still fighting. The forces are fighting Ooni of Ife and fighting everybody to ensure that Queen Naomi does not return back into the palace. We heard of what happened the other week when they said they saw 3 people behind Naomi's window. And, that information, they just closed it because they don't want it to be blown out of proportion. But then again, they said Naomi still needs to continue to pray. People who love Naomi needs to continue to pray. Her family needs to continue to pray. The Ooni of Ife's family, they are praying so much for Olori Naomi, because a lot of people also in the royal family, they want to see them, reunite with and bringing the prince back to the palace. That is Tade Nikawo. So they said the royal roster stops in June. By the end of towards the end of June, Queen Naomi is coming, and Queen Naomi is going to take over from there, arrange the roster, and they'll find a way to be dealing with the royal responsibility. So if this is not good news, what else do you call this? Della writes, I love you guys so much. Happy weekends. I celebrate you. May God bless each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Mwah.